goes. So, I would love to have an actual debate of stretching versus splitting drums. Um, Not really interested in it right this second, but anybody want to actually have that? Because every single time we talk about technical issues like this, somehow it devolves into a debate on the morality of stretching drums, like as if it's some sort of existential religious crisis. And here's another big one right here. Doing some triggering here. And you may or may not have a problem with it. I don't care. I'm going to talk about the technical parts of it here. Almost everybody's using Steven Slate trigger at this point, I think. I've tried some other stuff, the UBI things. Started out with Drumagog. It's actually what pulled me on the computer in the first place. One of the problems with Slate trigger is that it's just sketchy. Like sometimes it'll do one thing and you'll give it the exact same circumstances and it'll do something else. That's bad. And I don't mean like playing random samples, which is fine, and that's the whole point of it. I mean that sometimes it'll play a sample and sometimes it won't. That's bad. So there's different ways to get through that. I could turn every one of these tracks into MIDI and mess with it that way. If it's just a couple little things, I can usually just add a little blip. I just take I'll just take a sample. In this case, it's just this kick sample here. And if I'm having a problem where something doesn't trigger, I'll just I'll just paste that in and make that work. So in this case, we have a let's look at this from the beginning here. And in this case, I'm using mostly, I think it's Chris Lord-Alge's just kick number 1. I like this set. There are some times where it sounds pretty fake. We'll deal with that. A lot of why it sounds fake is because I'm doing this. If you look at the curves, I'm pretty hard slamming the dynamics and velocity. I always wonder exactly what this means. So does dynamics mean to keep the volume of the dynamics? Because that's, there's also the range here. I guess we could go to ChatGPT and see if it had anything to say on it. But anyway, a lot of what's going to sound fake about this kick has to do with the fact that I've turned down the dynamics quite a bit and I've pushed the velocity into the higher range. But, in this kind of music, it's probably right. I could possibly automate this. There's one part where I might want to take that down. But let's just look at this real quick. Okay, so there's a couple things already here. I've done a lot of editing here. There's different ways through this. I could turn these tracks into MIDI right now and then mess with the MIDI itself. That's one good way to know that it's going to at least play the same every time. I hope. I hope Slate trigger isn't that badly broken. There's a lot of interpreting that's going on here. Let's just look right now. So there's a flam right here. Let's make sure that flam exists. Yep, good. Flam's there. And here we go. Now, that sounds weird, but this is what the drummer played. So here's more interpretation. Should we just change this fill? this is where, even for the alleged just off the street bands, we've come to expect this quality of writing. And this fill, I don't know how to say it. This fill doesn't really match that. We don't expect to hear a fill like this. I mean, honestly. So what can we do about that? This is triplets. We could try and keep these triplets together. There's a spot where it goes from triplet eighths to triplet sixteenths or whatever, and that may be what sounds weird about this. But something sounds wrong with it, right? It's a 2-measure fill almost. But maybe it's okay. I don't know. It's yeah, it's tricky. Now I could let me see, do I have any blips? So I got a little blip there to play this tom. I could check another take. Now this guy's done several takes on this thing, so there could be another different fill. So let's take a look at what the different ones are. Problem's going to be like, those hand play samples are going to make a little bit of trouble, but maybe not too much. So let's take a look at some of these other takes. Oh, never mind. There isn't another take for this one. So let me just get rid of this. So we could rewrite this fill. And like I say, one way to do this is to turn this stuff into MIDI, right? So if I were to duplicate this snare track, and I'm going to get rid of this blip track. I'm not going to need it. Or actually, no. So let's keep that. I'm going to select this whole thing and watch this. Let me show you the action that I'm going to have. Actually, I'm going to do this in stereo. So this isn't going to be the exact action. Not Control M. Holy, I haven't done this in a while. That's kind of crazy. Shift M. Nope. Oh, wow. Okay. Apply effects. Oh, Alt M. Okay. So it's apply track takes effects as apply track take effects to items mono output. So I want to do apply track take effects to items. I don't have a key command set to that because I always do this as mono. Maybe I shouldn't. Yeah, I'm going to change that because I don't know that I need to do that anymore. So I'm going to change Alt M to that. Okay. So I'm going to take this again. Alt M. Oh, this was stupid. This is wrong. Don't do that. Okay, hold on. Not what I wanted to do. Let's look in here. Let's look at mapping. Where's mapping? Triggering. Maybe it's under here. Maybe it's under settings. Okay, let's look at settings. So this is snare. So this should be 38. Let's change this to 38. MIDI out 38. Okay. So this is going to bring up its own problems, but I just want to show this to you real quick. Okay, well, I screwed up again. Sorry, I keep messing this up. Let's do this one more time. Item processing. I don't want it to be, MIDI output. That's what we want right here. Apply track take effects to items as new take MIDI output. Here we go. Now, if I have to shift the, if I'm moving after this, I'm screwed because I'm stuck with this. It's not too bad, but it could be. But let me just glue this real quick. So now what I have here is I don't need this blipper anymore. Now I have a MIDI track, and this should play the same thing every single time. Like, it shouldn't screw up. So once we've set it, it should be fine. And if we wanted to, we could go in there. Probably edit this in the inline editor instead of the this editor, whatever you call this thing. And see, here I can directly edit all the got one row here. Yeah, see, so that got messed up right there. We're gonna have to fix that. Anyway, this is one way to go. I'm gonna delete this for now. Maybe I'll do this at the end though. Okay, so let's just look back at here again. Yeah, that fill just bugs the crap out of me. We should do something about this. Maybe take out this maybe take out this first, so eighth note, 8th note, 16th note. A little bit better. I don't know. I kind of, when I hear it in isolation, it sounds fun. Oh, man, it just sounds bad. It seems like it's playing something different when I play it from the beginning than when I play it by itself. All right, listen to this from right here. Let's really try and make sure this is the same thing. This is why you turn it to MIDI, because then you'll get the same thing every time. Ooh, what's that pop? Some weird pop. I gotta check. Maybe my clock is weird. Okay. So I don't know. Maybe I should just leave that thing be for now. I don't like it. Sounds fine now. I'm mostly concerned with snare, so I want to be able to see these. I don't think I'm using Tom 4 at all, so I'm mostly concerned with the snares and the toms. The kicks later on in this song, they play really fast. They're going to make some trouble. We're going to have to deal with that, but right now it's not really the kick that I'm too worried about. What is that pop? Remember a couple of weeks ago, I kept getting a click and a pop that was really disturbing me. I have a feeling this has come back to haunt me. Let me switch back to internal. Okay, hopefully that's back up. I hear a little pop. I swapped out my main analog to digital converter and digital to analog converter, hoping that was the issue. I just changed back to internal clock. Let's see if we got any anything going on here. I don't know why I can't get RME to let this stay up on top, because it just disappears by itself, and I wish it wouldn't, because I want to see the error rate. Okay, let me go back to here. Yeah, you know, I really want to just flatten out the dynamics here, basically, and just have it use different samples for different things, because ones like this, like you just heard, where, let's see, here we go. You know how much louder this one is, which is fine, but, like, I don't know. We have these different things in the curve, right? So we have range, which tells you what the softest hit. So there's a range of samples here, from like really hard hit samples. I'm not, never forget the volume of this, but like the really hard hit samples versus the softest ones, and you can limit it to only certain samples. Maybe you want to take out the top hardest hit ones. So velocity, I think, has to do with the way it maps your hit to what sample gets played, and dynamics determines how the volume comes out. I don't know. I wouldn't mind flattening out the volumes and just choosing different samples. I think that would sound more real, because I want to get rid of those really hard hits. Let's take a look at what this does when the really hard hits. It's almost like that's making a flam. Do I see? Yeah, I see two. Ooh, there's a pop again, man. Oh, I'm gonna freak out. All right, so one problem here. It's making a flam, but there's no flam here. All right, so I have a couple choices. If I start splitting and moving this thing, and I'm not done editing, I'm kind of killing myself, because later on I won't be able to fix things. The way I would do that is take it out of the group, because if I split it now, it's going to split the entire look. If I split it now, it's splitting all the drums, right? This is where editing in MIDI is so much easier, because then you're just you're not really messing with anything. But I'd rather not deal with that if I don't have to. Another choice is that I've made some mute. You could do the presend volume, which is this guy right here, or this one right here, pre-effects volume, and just turn this off for that section. Let's see what actions we have for that. I know I made some custom volume mute using pre-volume item selection and time. So this would be Shift Q. Let's see what happens. So this should get rid of, this won't always work, because there's another situation where this is not going to work. But now I haven't hurt the rest of this track, and if I stretch it and everything, it'll still work. So let's look and see. So, okay, so that's good. So let's look and see if there's any more flams. Okay, now I want to show you something else here. So right here, I don't even want to trigger these toms. It's like a free time thing. He's gonna play whatever he wants right here, and I'm okay with the, like, toms sound good. You guys think I'm triggering stuff because maybe I don't have the right mics or whatever. The toms actually sound good. It's that there's a consistency that needs to happen that's really not going to be there. There's a consistency that needs to be there during the regular parts of the songs where it's just not really there. And it's funny because my toms sound so much like these like the Chris Lord-Alge ones, which is kind of crazy. But in this case, there's not really any reverb here. Maybe I'll add something. Little tiny bit of reverb. Let's see. Give me a second. Try Valhalla Room real quick. Oh wait, that's the wrong cut selected effects. Definitely don't want them on that track. Okay, so I'm seeing my I'm watching this thing. I'm seeing lock and sync keep going out, which is fine. 4 is the only one I care about staying synced. But is that what's making that pop? I don't know. I'm not hearing it when it's just idle. So I'm not sure what's going on. Not seeing any errors. So it's going to be these toms down here. These are going to be the so these are going to be T-toms. And these down here are just going to be toms. So let me make a new folder. And so these guys are going to go in that folder. And so this is pretty much muted most of the time, but anytime there needs to be a free-form part, I'll open that up. Okay, why does this look muted? This should be... Oh, am I soloing it? Yeah, that's why. Okay. So let me just put this reverb in. Make a... very little reverb, but there's going to be some there. So one problem I'm having here is that the kick sounds a little bit hokey doke. Right? Sounds like maybe a little fake. Maybe we got to change those curves. Oh, see. Those pops are killing me. I'm not seeing anything here. Yeah. Oh, I hope it's not my my RME card dying. So I turn down this. Let me go back up like 3 decibels. Okay, so now what's happening here? Okay. Sometimes it can be pretty hard to tell too. It looks like it got everything. Probably won't know until I actually render it, but I think that's right. Okay, now we're going to start seeing if there's problems with the kick. We're going to start hearing, maybe missed triggers. Not so much false triggers, but missed triggers we're going to probably hear a lot of. Let me just get this thing ready. We got to change it back to 0. There we go. So this is just what I got to drop in there if something doesn't hit. Right there, you hear it? Now I do have a command for dropping this down, but because this stuff's on a grid, I can actually just, okay, so something is, all right, something bad happened here where these things are no longer on the grid. Why is that? Uh-oh. All right. So it looks like I got to get in here and do some fixing up first. Why did this has probably to do with the tempo system, and when I'm doing some tempo mapping earlier in this entire project. You'll see a lot of this, and it's this is something we've been talking about. Actually talking to Justin about this, so this may be not the end of the world, but we do have to find a way to lock this stuff up so that it doesn't change no matter what. And I'm hoping that I can actually just do this without destroying. You know what happens if you just move stuff willy-nilly? You could end up, if the resolution's higher than what you have it set to, you could end up really messing something up. In fact, what I should do to be safe, what is it at right now? I'm gonna go up a step of resolution. This might still mess up if it comes to triplets, but I think that's right. If we see any like really crazy numbers, then we'll know. Man, stop popping. What is that? Well, that's the guitar doing that. Okay, so this is triplets again. Man, it's off. What? All right, so this is scary. This is another free time part here. We'll mess with that in a little bit. Let me see. So I got to get to the end of this song. Okay, so we still got to move some stuff real quick before I even bother with this. All right. This should be right. Let's look at this next chunk here. See, now is that supposed to be on the money here? I think that's right. So you see these guys all kind of off. This stretch should be right on the line. I think this has to do with moving tempo markers earlier, but it's this kind of stuff that's just nerve wracking because you change something and it wrecks everything. And we got to find a way to lock these things down so they just don't get changed. I don't care how you do it. You could have like incomplete measures or whatever. Somehow where this doesn't happen. This shouldn't happen. Okay, so over here we're gonna have another where it's gonna be the toms come across. This I have to get right here. And it would be nice if I could just copy this whole section over here, but I'm not gonna. I'm a little bit scared about some of it. So I'm gonna start that. I really should just copy it. Yeah, why don't I do that? Okay. So I'm gonna start at 350. Okay. So I'm moving the snap to marker, and usually I do this with a command, but something broke in this command, so I'm not doing it that way. I'm gonna copy. This is the fill part, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, and I also need to make sure that all of the these guys are selected. Yeah, so I got to do this again. I got to make sure all the hand-drawn, hand-placed triggers are in. Okay. And like I said, it's going to end up at 350. Or it may not actually, but yeah, that's the other problem. We'll deal with that when we get to it. Okay, so here's 350. I'm going to drop this here and see what happens. Oh, I shouldn't have grabbed the base. Let me do this again. This is all nerve-wracking stuff. I know this is like watching paint dry. But I'll tell you from my perspective, it's terrifying. So. So hopefully this is the same length there. It may not be. Let me see how that works. So how far does it go over the 1? Not at all. Not at all. Okay. Let me deal with that. Want to be sure about this. Kick. So they're evenly spaced for those last two. Okay, that's right. That's right. Okay. So this just has to stretch to there. All right, that's okay. We can deal with that. Take it out of snapping. We get rid of whatever this noise is. Control G. Control G. Is Control G select all items from the group? Hold on. Select the one. Control G. You find, sorry. Just find shortcut. I'm gonna hit Control G. Select all items in group. Okay. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Hit delete. Okay, so let's see where. Oh, that's fine. Wait. Let's see what's right here. Oh no, that's perfect. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Okay, so there's a couple things here. Got to mute these toms with whatever that command was. I think it's just Q. Hold on, we'll find out. Could just mute this whole tom track. That might be the smartest thing to do. I don't really need to mute internally, but I should, because I got to get used to doing that. It's driving me nuts. I know I keep saying it, but really. So I can mute all of this. And I think it's Q. Okay. So I'm going to unmute. So these are the real toms we're hearing, not the T toms. So far, so good on the toms. I'm going to leave those be. I'm going to clean them up a little bit. Well, let's get to that in a second. Let's look at the snare track here. Slam. This is supposed to be good. Slam. Slam. Okay, so that was da. That's right. So this flam, it's not getting in there. I could drop one here. Ooh. That's not what I want to do. Okay, I'm going to have to fix this later. So I have a little action here. It's going to be Alt-D. I don't know if you saw what that did. Yeah, this one was missing part of its flam. This one too. Okay, so now go in here and clean this up. I should clean up in between them, but I'm not gonna. I think they sound fine. So let me just double check that the end here isn't offset in time for some reason. These guys look like they're right on the money. Put in some more resolution. All right, that's looking good. So I'm going to go back and take a look at all these. So we should be hearing all these kicks. Let's check that and the snares. Okay, you hear it? So it's already messed up, right? Should be kick, snare, kick, kick, snare. So it's missing this kick right here. All right, so I'm going to turn on snapping. And I'm going to paste in that sample. I want to make a script or something that has these samples at the ready, so I can hit some kind of key. I could just be in like drop mode or something, and one key will drop it at a certain decibel, another key will drop it at a different decibel. That would be really handy. But for now, I'm just going to put it back at 0, and let's check it again. Ooh. Okay, now here's something interesting. Okay, remember when this wasn't here, it was only playing this kick. Now it's only playing the first kick. So there's something weird in the triggering for Slate's thing. It might be the sensitivity control. I don't know. See now that? Look at that. It's only playing one. Something's broken in that, and that's, I don't know. So I'm gonna have to put in both. I don't know why that is. Might be the sensitivity. It's not the retrigger, because if you look at let's look at this. Right. If I mute these, if I take them out, watch. Is that first one just too quiet? But you see, it's playing the second one, no problem, right? So when I put this one in here, it only plays the first one. Now that's broken. Now, is that the retrigger time? No. Dude, that's fine. If I make this one quieter, let me loop this. See that? That makes it trigger okay. That's weird. But you know, it might have to do with prior knowledge or something. I don't know. Who knows? Let's just go on here. Here we go again. So I'm going to copy this at that volume. Again. I am tempted to just turn down the detail here, or turn up the volume. See that? Because that is a little bit low. That might be it. Let me mute. Okay, so what I've done here is I boosted the volume, the input volume. I would actually like to get rid of most of these dynamics here. Let's see if ChatGPT has anything to say about this. Hold on. Okay, so just go to regular old ChatGPT. And Steven Slate trigger. What are the differences in the curve parameters dynamics and velocity? This doesn't really say anything. Dynamics refer to how the triggered samples respond to the dynamics or the amplitude variations in the incoming signal. Yeah, how does it respond? What do you mean? The response in which way? The volume you're putting out or the sample you're picking to play? Which one of these chooses the volume you're putting out and which one chooses the sample you play? Adjusting the dynamics curve parameter allows you to control how sensitive trigger is to changes in the incoming audio signal's volume. No. A higher dynamic setting will make trigger more sensitive to volume changes, triggering samples with more dynamics. While triggering samples with more dynamics? Wow, this is useless. In summary, while both parameters deal with how triggered samples respond to the incoming audio signal, dynamics focus on amplitude variations and velocity focuses on the intensity or force of the trigger response. No. Okay, this is like marketing nonsense. For the above explanation, which parameter, dynamics or velocity, picks which sample is played? That's the same thing. Which of these two parameters determine which sample is played? Velocity. Okay. According to this, I don't know. This wasn't in the manual. Maybe it is now. So velocity chooses the sample selection. So I don't mind the velocity being pretty mellow. Whereas the dynamics, I want the same volume coming out, but I don't mind it changing which sample gets played. If that makes any sense to you. So let's remember it's 51 right now. I'm going to take it to like 20. So this is going to be like nothing. Because what the problem is, I mean, this is typical for metal, especially if you have something with blast beats. It's true that the faster the part, the softer the drum is hit. And that's natural. But that's not what people want. Okay, 1 second. Sorry. What is that? Oh, okay. Thank you. All right. Okay. So, just for real quick, let's put it on 20 and let's see what happens here. sound any different to you? Oh, let's just loop a little section here. These ones are all hit pretty hard. Let's find one they're not hit so hard. Yeah, that's a good spot. Loop this. Okay, let's just crank this. Okay. I think this is what I want here. I'm gonna leave it like this for a bit. Okay, now hopefully this is catching all the double kick hits. Let's find that out. Okay, something's happening here with the snare flam, I think. Find it. That shouldn't be a flam. What was the... Oh man, I forget. See, there's so many commands I can't remember. Show action list. Free volume. Shift Q. Okay. Oh, what's going on? Still flamming? Yeah, it is. Okay. We gotta move this. Oop, 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 oop. Yeah, let's take a look at this. Good. Okay, so another problem here is snare output volume is weak in this part. Same as the kick, just like the same kick problem, right? So in the slow parts, it gets hit really hard. Fast parts, kind of weak. Now, I think as human beings, we're way more sensitive to hokiness on snares. So I'm scared to, I mean, look at that. I already have it at 30. Maybe it doesn't make that bad of a difference. Let me take this down to 20 and see if it starts really making it sound fake. Because I want this part to crank up. Like, I want these volumes higher. But you see what I mean? Like, it's quiet in that spot. And this is why I'm saying this is micro editing drums, right? It's quiet in that spot. Should I mess with it that way? I don't know. Here's a part where it's really slamming. You know, this is going, this is the fast part. And yet, this is dynamic inversion. This always happens. The harder, the faster the part, the softer the drums are going to get hit because it's just going by too quick. Could try doing that same input volume parameter like we did on the kick drum. Let's try it. So trim. This is probably going to lead to a lot of false triggers. So that's the problem. Input volume active. man, this clicking and popping is driving me bonkers, man. I don't know what's doing it. Oh, let's see. There's something really bad that could have happened here. Okay, good. It didn't. Okay, I'll deal with that later. So I want to select in time this area. Okay, so I'm going to click this and hit Shift E, and it should make 4 envelope points. I'm going to turn this up by 3 decibels. Put it in here. So I'm going to do 3 for now and see if that's enough. 3.81. Oh, I did the wrong part. Okay, 3.008. Let's see how that is. Right there. Okay, so I should do what, Shift Q? Is that the right one? And I'm going to do it right up next to it because we saw how that happened last time. Shift Q. Oh, so now we got a problem, right? And should I be moving these around? And where's the toms? So which one's missing? It's the third one right here, right? So put this here. I'm going to hit Alt D, I think. D. So I don't know if I should be moving these around and making them all perfection and stuff. I don't think so. Hold on. that yeah, there's always something going on. Um, let's see. And yeah, I have a million things coming up at once, and got somebody who actually wants us to play. There's some kind of crazy drama going on over like Dio cover bands right now, which is absolutely bonkers. But I have a day that they want me to play when it's the same day that somebody wants me to mix at a club. Um, Give me 1 second. Sorry, let me clean this up. It's a lot of work on these drums, man. If she doesn't answer, leave a message. All right, and okay. Shoot. All right, this is bad. I keep getting double booked. All right, let me go on from here. Oh, there's a flam that we don't want, right? Okay. And you see how much that's stretched? That probably has to do with why that flam's happening right there. Okay, and then the volume goes back down. Okay, so here, let me go back to this part over here, and let's gonna take a look at the any tom fills that we have to deal with. Should we be looking in the T-toms folder? Sounds funny here. It's just this long stretch. Yeah. Maybe I should move that hi-hat over a little bit. Yeah, that's probably gonna do it. Oh wait, but this is triplets. I don't know if that's right. Oh no, it's gonna be on the money. It's gonna be on the 2. Okay, so I think. Oh, maybe not. Oh. Yeah, it should be. It should be. So I don't know if I should mess with this. This is pretty natural. But again, were this a big money professional record, this fill's not going to sound like this. It's just not. I know this is what the drummer played, but that's not how you write today, is it? I mean, yeah, I can make this better, though. I can definitely make this better. So we're going to. This is one where I'm not too worried about messing it up. I think I know exactly what to do here. So this part's going to be fine. I'm going to leave it be. I'll move this over, and there's going to be there's a missing hit here that could be all that I'm hearing that's making me upset. Okay. Why is that so quiet? That Tom's mellow. Okay, so I think for toms we're probably gonna have to get rid of the dynamics completely, but I'm gonna deal with that in a second. I'm gonna put snapping on. And I am gonna put these at 0. Now, let's see how this is. That's something, right? Is that better? I think so. So there's two things I need to do here. This one, the envelope volume, going to come down. And I should get out of snapping for now. What is that at? Minus 3.4. And so I want to put Shift E. 0.4. Still wish there's an easier way to get fine-tune that kind of stuff. Okay, so now next we're going to go to this part. I'm going to turn this up the same way we did in the earlier one. Should I turn that up before? Uh-oh, this isn't making any sense. Right here. So it's 3.08. And so over here, I want it to be at 3.08. There we go. For missing kicks. Yeah, I got to turn up that kick too, right? So where's the kick is up. Kick is up 13.03. And so I want this part to say 13.03. There we go. That's supposed to be a flam. Probably not. look at these palm fills here. You know, do a little bit of massaging. So this, maybe leave that be, that snare. Don't know. Sounds like a bad idea. But for now, I'm going to actually leave it be. Let's see where that is, though. Shift 5. I think these are triplets. 1, 2, 3. No. Maybe. No. 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 See, man. Ah. All right. I'm going to throw a stretch marker here. Just so that this doesn't move. But these guys I'm going to change. So 4, 5. Okay. So 16th notes, I think. C. There. There. One here. Why is this off? Right, so let me knock these into shape. Let me make sure that. Okay. What about this one? I'm only getting one hit here. I want two. Snapping on. I'm going to drop sample right there. Okay, and in this case, I don't want the really low. I really don't want the low. Oh no, see, I already took care of that. See how I have the range is pretty high already. Let me go to Tom. Range is pretty high there. So 50. So for the dynamics. Now, if it's right that it's the velocity that picks the samples, I kind of don't want the soft samples getting hit because I think. He's getting a shot. Tom just kind of sounds like garbage. I don't know. Maybe I should change this to the 16. This is all going to change, though, unfortunately. I don't want it to change. Let me just take a snapshot. Okay, so this is what I'm going to match this to later on. Let me try a different. Try a different Tom. So I'm doing 10, 12, 14. I should maybe do 10, 12, 16. Okay. Let's just try this real quick. So I'm going to match these settings. Okay. So looking at the curve, so I want it 86. 1575. 69 and 37, because that's already where that is. Okay. It just sounds too. Oh, you know what I forgot to do is oh, you know, maybe I have this right. Yeah, it's the levels of the room or something. Something's just too reverby with these, or it's just too mellow. Oh, why? this off now. Oh man, I don't know why this keeps happening. Stuff's getting moved when it shouldn't. Oops. Kind of matches the tom I have there better, doesn't it? All right. So this is the same kind of thing right here. I'm going to put a same snap tube or stretch marker on there so it doesn't get messed with. Deep notes. Okay. Almost like I don't want the hardest samples to fire on these CLA samples. Let's go down to 100 and see what happens. Okay, it's flamming. Is it flamming? It just sounds crappy. What am I hearing? I'm hearing a different tom, I think. Yeah, where am I hearing that? Ooh, the other toms are going. Why are they? This is supposed to be muted. Oh, shoot. Okay, so that's the problem. All right, sorry. Let me fix this real quick. What was the command? It was just Q? Yep. Okay, let's see if that fixes it. Wimpy. Might be too much room. That keeps clicking and popping. Let's see. See if this thing goes to lock instead. Just in 4. Now it stopped doing it. Great. Oh, there we go. But it didn't happen. Okay. Let me take some of these room mics out. See if I have it set like that already. One. The mono microphone. I think I can take this room mic a little bit. better. But what do I do? It's just so quiet and wimpy. Like the output is just low. Yeah, look at the input compared to the output. I don't know how fake this is gonna make it sound, but giving it a little bit more output. Do that on the other guy. This tuning sounds awful. Almost want to put the 14 back on. Yeah, tedious this is, right? Alright, so let's take it out of solo and let's go back to seeing what this sounds like. Look how much louder it is than the song. Okay, so here we have a problem. Something's fiddling. I don't think there's any more toms to the end of the song, sadly. So I'm just gonna mute that. This Tom 2 doesn't get hit at all. Guess we'll just keep it muted. Tom 3. So now, so we're pretty safe. Let me look into the end of the song. All right, so we play this from the beginning. It's not enough toms. I mean, written wise. Oh god, it sounds horrible. It's because now you can hear the overheads, right? You can hope that once the guitars are in, that kind of fixes that. I don't want to have to hide instruments. That's always the worst. Okay, let me check some. Okay, I think I'm doing okay with this. I'm gonna apply the same sort of thing to the rest of the songs. I'll come back on with that. I got to catch up on a whole bunch of junk right now, but